Welcome to another Swampcast. This one's a little different. It's a bowl cast. We're going to talk about some of the different bowl games that are coming up over the holidays, and we're excited about some of them not so much.
Yeah, but it's good to have options, though. You got them during the holidays. Lots of football still.
While we're working our butts off down in Orlando, it's good to have one on the background, even if it is, like the Bell Armed Forces helicopter.
Yeah,
bowl.
People complain about the meaningless games, but at least it's a game, and we'll watch them.
Better than nothing.
Because we love
you
football.
watch Rutgers Ball State, though.
I'll watch it.
I think you might. I will watch it too, unfortunately, because that's just how sick we are. But we love our college football. I want to talk about some of the games that are of interest, and one that really stands out to me is Mississippi State Central Florida, which normally, if they were playing to open the season,
you wouldn't. It's nothing.
You wouldn't care.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, it's an interesting game because Kevin Smith going to try to break Barry Sanders' record. He needs like 181 yards, I think, to break his all-time record for a single season. On the other hand, Mississippi State, the one thing they can do is play defense.
Yeah, they're a big physical team, and they run well, so they're going to be a real test for Smith. And he's going to get stuffed a few times, but I think he'll have some good runs too. But I think it's exciting that he's coming back for his senior year now.
Yeah, and it will be interesting. I think that'll be Kevin Smith against Florida last year. He didn't play a whole lot, but he had 22 yards on eight carries. And you wonder if he can step it up against a good SEC defense.
But of course, McFadden had similar numbers against the same defense last year.
Yes, he did.
In the SEC title game.
So maybe it was just Florida was good on defense.
They were pretty good up front last year.
That's certainly a game I'm going to keep an eye on, as well as the South Carolina. Oh, that's right. They're not in a bowl, are they?
How about FSU Kentucky? That's kind of looking different.
I don't even know how to respond to that. Because I was hoping it would be a great game. FSU, even though they've not played a lot of great games this year, the last time we saw them, they were getting blown out of the swamp. But Kentucky's great game after great game this year, and you thought, well, FSU probably will be able to mount some kind of offensive attack against that team. But now, with all these suspensions,
and who's it going to be? I know it's going to be a lot of defensive players. It sounds like, but now Kentucky has everything to lose.
Yeah.
If you don't beat a depleted Florida State team that was 7-5, it's going to be like,
You better beat them, yeah.
Yeah, you got to win the game now. The pressure is there. You have to win.
One thing that I caution fans, the SEC has 9 bowl teams. People are going to look at it if they go 4 and 5, the SEC is not so good. You never know what teams are going to show up in bowl games. Don't take it too seriously. I don't look at that. Hey, look, the bottom line is we had Stuart Mandel on the other day on the radio, and he said, that's not a good indicator, including the Florida-Ohio State game.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't that great an indicator. Florida certainly is not every day in, day out 27 points better than Ohio State.
No.
But that'll be an interesting game still, just to see maybe FSU, since they don't have to take all those players, they can take the band this time.
Yeah.
They usually don't bring their band on the road game.
But it will be interesting to see how they handle this as far as, do they not dress? Do they not make the trip? Are they going to make the trip? And then we'll find out the day of the game who's gone or what?
Maybe Kentucky spies in their hotel.
Yeah, who's there, who's not.
I think Kentucky will just get ready for the full throttle and then just deal with it as it goes along. But that'll be interesting. Missouri, Arkansas, another interesting game. Missouri probably not in as good a bowl as they should be.
No, they're not. And they're number 1 in the country till they lose the last game. All of a sudden they're out of the BCS altogether. So another spread offense, though, Pat. They're everywhere now with the top teams. So.
And Arkansas is going to run the different spread with McFadden at quarterback. It'll be interesting to see. Again, though, it's another case where you have a coach who's an interim coach. Reggie Herring will be trying to show off. And the thing is, and it depends on when you're watching this, Reggie Herring may have another job because he's up for several jobs as a defensive coordinator. So you never know how all that interim stuff's going to affect these teams.
Yeah, and is Petrino, what's his feedback going to be here? What's his input going to be?
I would think it's going to be minimal, but
he's got to put in at least a few passing plays.
About the same impact he's had on the Falcons.
Well, he irritated them by leaving the way he did. So.
Want to get to some of the big games as we get to after the new year, and Hawaii, Georgia being one of them. Boy, the SEC fans have got to be rooting hard for Georgia to throttle Hawaii and straighten them out.
I think so too. You look at the schedule. They put up big numbers, Brennan, but look at who they played. It's just 12-0 against what? They struggled to beat Washington.
Probably
they struggled to beat a lot of teams.
State. Yeah, and that was a good win for them, but it was at home.
Yeah.
Boise had to go all the way over there. In fact, they're going back over there for another bowl game. But I think even Gator fans who don't like Georgia will be rooting for Georgia in that game. Maybe not. Maybe there's somebody out there that would like to see Georgia get beat.
But Georgia's kind of in Kentucky's situation now, where they, what do they gain? They've got to win big now, or else people are going to wonder about it.
Yeah, no question about it. Obviously, The Zucker going up against USC, I don't like his chances in that game.
No, he's really done a great job recruiting. They've got some high impact players at skill positions, but not enough across the board to play with this Southern Cal team.
Yeah, his bowl record wasn't real good at Florida either. If you recall, of course, he lost the first two and then wasn't around for the third one. But I don't know if that has.
And no reverse throwback to the quarterback.
Don't do
against
that.
USC. It won't work.
That's a warning for you, Rob Zook. Don't do that. We both like USC in that game. What about the big one now? Let's talk about that. LSU, Ohio State.
Home game for LSU.
Home game for LSU, yes, but Ohio State will have some fans there. The one thing I wrote in my picks column, Robbie, whatever Ohio State did last year, be like George Costanza. Do the opposite.
Yeah.
Do the opposite of everything you think is right, and have a happy Festivus.
Yeah, and I think that Ohio State should play pressure-free in this game. A lot of people are thinking they're going to get pushed around like they did a year ago, and I don't see that happening. For one, LSU's defense has not played that great the second half of the season.
I would look at what teams have done against LSU offensively. Florida, especially in the first half, Kentucky, Arkansas. Look at what they did if I'm Ohio State and I'm trying to incorporate some of that.
Yeah, there are some opportunities to move the ball and score some points on that LSU defense.
So who are you picking in that game?
LSU in a tight one.
I'm going to take Ohio State. I think it's runner-up U's about to finally win one. You see they lost to soccer
I saw that. Is it true, the rumor that the Wake Forest fans were doing the Gator Chomp during that game?
I don't know.
I saw that on the internet somewhere.
You can't believe what you read on the internet.
Yeah, you can.
Only what you see with your own eyes on the internet, like this Swampcast. That'll be it for our Bowlcast, though. We're going to take off and head to Orlando. Until the next time we see you, be from there probably after the game. This is Pat Dooley and Robbie Andreu, the Gainesville Sun, saying so long from Gainesville.